What is up, future millionaires? It is your boy Mike the Investor, and what should you do during a crypto dip? Well, what we're going to cover in this video, the first thing we're going to dive into is why did we see the unexpected dip in the crypto market? Secondly, I'm going to share with you what does buying the dip investment strategy actually look like? Thirdly, we're going to take a look at a few things to remember when we are in a crypto dip. And then the fourth thing I want to share with you all is something to bring everything into perspective, is some industry use cases that blockchain and cryptocurrency is using now today, and the industries that it will completely disrupt in the future. Now, before diving into it, definitely consider grabbing you some free Bitcoin by using the Voyager and BlockFi link down below, and let's get ready to dive right into it. Alright, crypto investors, welcome back to the channel. Now, for those of you that may not know yet, part of the reason why we are seeing this unexpected dip in the market is because Elon Musk came out and made a statement that Tesla is no longer accepting Bitcoin for payments. So a lot of investors definitely didn't like that news, but let's look at Cointelegraph and look at the article that actually tells us what happened. Let's check this out. So now we are on Cointelegraph.com. This article came out May 13th, 2021. You can see backlash to Elon Musk Bitcoin bombshell as traders start to buy the dip. So Tesla decision to suspend accepting Bitcoin as payment has sent crypto Twitter into a frenzy, with some onlookers allegedly a pump and dump, while others are boldly buying the dip. Let's scroll down a little bit. With Tesla's suspension of Bitcoin payments causing chaos in the crypto markets today, critics have targeted CEO Elon Musk's cavalier attitude to the dramatic effects his words and actions can have on the sector. On May 13th, Tesla and Musk announced that it has ceased accepting Bitcoin as payment for vehicles due to concerns the rapid increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions. Now, in response to the news, Bitcoin shedded 15% in less than 3 hours, plummeting from nearly $55,000 to $46,600. So as we move down, this is the fear and greed index, and pretty much what this breaks down is let us know what our retail investors' psychological mindset based off of the market currently. So as you can see, last month was a 74. Now, we've seen a tremendous amount of gains last month. A lot of newer investors as well was coming into the market, throwing money into different cryptos, trying to make money. And that greed was at an all-time high. Whereas now, since we are in kind of a dip in the market, a lot of people are in fear because they may not know what to do, or they may be a newer investor and they haven't experienced this before. So we're going to talk about a few things that hopefully help you out later in this video. But let's scroll down a little bit more. So you can see Tesla's decision to accept Bitcoin as payment for its vehicle in late March was seen as an important factor in Bitcoin's most recent rally into new all-time highs near 65,000 during mid-April. Many disappointed Bitcoiners are now accusing the car manufacturer and its CEO of having executed an elaborate pump and dump. So let's move down a little bit more. I'm not going to get into too much of this, but I do want to see how people was really targeting, Elon Musk based off of, things he tweets about and things that he says as well. It definitely has a lot of effect on the market, but this is one reason why I always say, do your own due diligence and also look at coins that have great utility. And I'm also going to show you how to look at that as well. So as you can see, an emergency press conference, sometimes crypto trader and Barstool Sports founder Dave asserted that Musk just tried to tank Bitcoin. This is the very direct statement that he said to Elon Musk. I'm actually going to read this for you guys. So it says, Musk has been pulling levers like the Wizard of Oz on crypto, and everyone's following his every move. He's sending Dogecoin up and sending Bitcoin down. This is bullshit. Elon, you have a responsibility when 1 second you say buy something and the next second you don't. That's playing with people's futures and their fortunes. Now, even though that Tesla suspended accepting Bitcoin for payments, let's still take a look at one key thing to keep your eyes on, because this is still an important factor that maybe some investors may have overlooked even though they suspended Bitcoin payments. So you can see here regarding the long-term impact of Tesla decision, emphasizing that Tesla still holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So right there, just because they suspended, Bitcoin for payments for Tesla, does not mean that they don't believe in Bitcoin, doesn't mean that, Bitcoin is a bad investment. There could be a lot of other things behind closed doors that we don't know about. For example, Elon Musk says, the fossil fuel and things like that is the reason why they suspended it. Well, also could be maybe it's more expensive for Tesla to take Bitcoin right now compared to the other payments they were taking compared to fiat. And some of you may be saying, well, Mike, isn't crypto supposed to be cheaper? Absolutely. But when you add in, kind of other things that happen as far as like network fees and other regulations that companies have to follow when it comes to certain things, there could be a lot of things that we don't know about, that the reason why Tesla has suspended it could be part of those reasons, where it may be a little bit more expensive for them to take payments for Bitcoin compared to the other way. So those are just kind of some things to think about, and nothing really to truly freak out about. But now let's kind of dive into what are some buying dip investment strategies and what to consider. Okay, so buying the dips in cryptocurrency. A basic investment strategy can be phrased as buy the dips. This doesn't mean go all in while an asset price is going down. It means average in as it goes down and buy after it settles. All right, this is very important. So further, this strategy is much safer to use in a bull market or a stagnant market, where general trend is up or sideways, as opposed to a bear market where the general trend is down. Now, these three things are very important. Buy incrementally as the price goes down, creating an average position, aiming to buy more as the price decreases further. And this is why I always say keep some additional capital on the side. So when we see these unexpected crypto dips and we see a pullback, we don't know when it's going to jump back up. So if you spend all your money at once, you can't take advantage if it drops any lower. So the second thing is wait until the price settles and perhaps even show signs of recovering, and buy at that point. Buy a reaction off of support. So meaning if you see a cryptocurrency consolidating around a certain price for a very long time, that means that it is building support, which means it is a safer time to buy in. You don't want to buy when a crypto is in discovery mode, when it has just set a new all-time high, because you don't know what's going to happen from that point. And so it's very, important to understand, where a cryptocurrency has consolidated from, so you understand where the support levels are. The third thing is set buy orders at lower prices and let them fill. Setting buys just before historic support levels, large buy walls, and psychological levels is especially a good strategy, as prices tend to do at least a quick bounce off these levels. Now, psychological levels in simplest terms, meaning, for example, I just put out a video on StormX, and StormX dropped all the way to, almost 3.5 cents, and now it's back up at the recording of this video to over, 4 cents. And that's because I believe it was a psychological drop, and then people buy back in. So hopefully this makes sense for you. But now I want to share with you a few things to keep in mind when we are in a crypto dip. And the reason why I want to share this with you, definitely for newer investors, I think if we can really put this in our mind, it will help us understand and help us deal with unexpected crypto dips that we deal with. Because if you are a newer investor and you haven't experienced unexpected dips or crashes or even bear markets, then you definitely want to mentally prepare for these things before it happens. So one of the first things I want you to remember is that crypto dips gives us the opportunity to buy great assets at a cheaper price. So this is why it's very important to do your due diligence and know what you own. Because when you understand what you own and the price goes down, you know that this is a better time for you to buy, because you know what's going to happen in the future. The second thing I want you to remember is that nothing goes up in a straight line. We have to have valleys before we have higher peaks. All right, so nothing is just going to shoot all the way up. And remember, if something shoots all the way up, trust and believe it's going to come down just as hard. So I definitely like seeing consolidation with crypto projects, because what this does is build support. But with crypto market as a whole, it is not just going to go straight up. We are going to see peaks and valleys. So here's a valley, and then we have a peak, another valley, and then a peak. So this is kind of how things happen as things start to mature in the crypto space. Now, the third thing is, which I always say, investing is a marathon and not a sprint, meaning you understand that there is a long time that you have to put in before you get to that finish line. You know, compared to if you're running a cross-country race compared to one a 100-meter dash, there's a complete different approach that you're going to take to that race. There's a complete different mindset that you're going to take when taking that race. And this is the same thing when it comes to investing. The next thing I want to share with you is crypto is still a small asset class, okay? We look at gold, we look at the crypto market, we look at the real estate market. It is massive compared to the crypto market, which is only a little over 2 trillion. It got up to 2.5 trillion. So we still have so much time left. And with the crypto market being a small asset class, that means we are going to have a lot of volatility. Now, when you hear volatility, volatility does not mean a negative thing. Volatility can be up or it could be down. Right now, we have seen a lot of volatility down in a quick amount of time, but we can also see a lot of volatility up in a short amount of time, which we saw in the previous months. So just keep that in mind. With crypto being a smaller asset class, we are going to continue to see these big swings in the market until more money comes into the market to help stabilize the market. So hopefully that makes sense. But when we start to see less volatility, that means less money is able to be made in the market. So the last thing I want to share with you guys, crypto is the future. So if you are invested in the right projects and cryptos that are going to be here in the future, all you have to do is hodl, regardless if the market is down, regardless if we are in a bear market, regardless if we are in a crash. If you are invested into great projects with great utility, great financial institution backing, great adoption, great awareness, and all of the above, those cryptos are going to be here. So when you understand that, you know there's no reason to panic because you understand you hold gems in your pocket. So all you have to do is continue to hold and keep building your positions because crypto is the future. Just imagine when crypto gets to the size of the stock market and look how small it is right now. If you are invested in crypto right now, believe it or not, you are early. Even if you are down on a position, trust me, you are early. Imagine where crypto will be just in 3 years, in 5 years. People who are invested right now, lives will be changed in the future. I truly believe that. Now, what I want to share with you guys is some industry use cases that blockchain and cryptocurrency is already using and the industries that will be completely disrupted by blockchain tech. And this is why I say crypto is the future, because you can already see blockchain transforming our world. One of the first industries that blockchain is already starting to disrupt, which is banking, which I'm sure you already know. We have the DeFi, we have the cross-border peer-to-peer payments, whereas if I wanted to send you $1 million in cryptocurrency, I can send it to your wallet right now. All I will have to pay is just the network blockchain fee. I wouldn't have to pay, any financial institution, any third party. I will be able to send it to you in real time. That is the power of cryptocurrency. One of the second industries is cybersecurity, which is getting bigger and bigger as we speak. There is so much fraud out there in the digital space, and we have to be so careful on what we put out there because so many people is trying to scam you, just like we have down in my YouTube comments. You have so many imposters, and you have people trying to take your identity and your money. So definitely be careful. We have the third industry, which is supply chain management. And this is with food, manufacture, shipment, all of that good stuff. We have crypto and blockchain that's going to be transforming and disrupting this entire industry. The next one is healthcare that blockchain will be on as well. That's going to be disrupting this type of industry. Insurance is another industry that blockchain and cryptocurrency will help disrupt. We have transportation, of course. We have cloud storage, which you guys are probably familiar with. And then, of course, we have real estate, which is already starting to be tokenized on blockchain. So these are just some of the major industries and sectors that I would advise you to take a look at. And if the crypto that maybe you're taking a look at don't fall into any of these categories or subcategories that tie in to these main industries, I would probably stay away from it, because me personally, I am not in the business of losing my money. My investments may be a little boring, but at the same time, I am in this for the long haul, and I'm also looking at projects that are going to be here when the smoke clears. You know, I don't want to invest into a project for a quick pump, for a quick cash grab, because if you understand crypto is the future, you understand you don't have to do that. All you need to do is invest in a nice handful of projects, build out your position, and be patient. The hardest thing, if you are investing in crypto right now, the hardest thing, believe it or not, is being patient. And the reason why is because we are early adopters. So you have to be patient and wait for your time for things to transpire for you to make your money and your wealth. Think about the people who invested in Bitcoin back in 2009 and 2010. Think about the years it took for them to make their riches and their wealth. So if you're investing right now on the second layer floor, you have to wait a little time. So our time can come, so we can become those millionaires in crypto as well. Some people are very close already, so you just have to be patient. When you understand what's happening, when you understand what's happening with the world and how blockchain is changing the world, then you start to understand what cryptos to invest in and how to do your own due diligence. So I truly hope this video helped you guys out. I thought this would be great for the community, not just newer investors, but investors that maybe been invested for, 2+ years like myself, or 5 or 10+ years. Sometimes we need to hear this as well to keep us grounded and to keep our mindset in check. So hopefully this really helps you out. Share this out with someone you know, because I want everyone to succeed on whatever their financial goals are in life. And real quick, if you guys haven't connected with me on my social platforms on Twitter or Instagram, definitely consider connecting with me at Mike the Investor. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon, where you will get access to exclusive content that I only post inside of the Patreon, and you got the ability to ask me private and public questions, definitely consider checking it out. Link is in the description. But that is all I got for you. Remember to stay inspired, stay motivated, always invest in yourself, and I'm out.